It's time for me to leave Kuala Lumpur. My next destination city of my trip is Malacca. If you intend to take a bus from Kuala Lumpur to Malacca, below is a summary of the following steps. First, go to the main train terminal at KL Sentral and buy a KLIA transit train ticket bound for the airport. This KLIA train comes regularly. You should not be waiting for more than 30 minutes each time. Alight at the BTS station, which is just one station away from KL Sentral. BTS station is just a walking distance away from the main KL bus terminal, TBS. There are ticket kiosks at the TBS ticket lobby, which allows you to buy your onward bus ticket to everywhere in Malaysia, including Malacca. Get your ticket, go straight to the boarding platform. Please note that the platform is located at the basement level. Notably, the platform level is manned by a centralized gantry. Scan your ticket and go through the gantry. And make sure you are there 30 minutes before bus departure. The entire bus journey from Kuala Lumpur to Malacca takes about 2.5 hours on a good traffic. Traffic around Kuala Lumpur can be highly unpredictable, so give some allowance to the travelling time. The main bus station in Malacca is called Maleka Sentral, which is located a few kilometers away from the old city. Over at the Maleka Sentral, you can catch an online Grab car conveniently. If you are like me, who likes their travel to be a little bit rougher, then you can go to the domestic bus terminal located in the same Maleka Central bus terminal but at another corner. Bus 17 will bring me from the bus terminal to the old town where I'll probably be staying. In less than 20 minutes, I reached the old town of Malacca, the landmark of which is the Red Square or the Dutch Square. The full procedural video is enclosed at the top of the screen right now and at the end of this entire video. I'm alighted right here, right in front of this Museum Bella. Okay, right now what I'm going to do is that I am going to find my accommodation first. Yeah. I've not got my accommodation yet. So I'm just going to walk in, knock the door and see. Voyage Home. Please proceed to this place to do check-in, check-out. Okay. Shucks. I am an impromptu person who doesn't like to commit well in advance. That applies to my travel matters as well. As far as staying in a hotel is concerned, for me, the overall living environment and the accessibility and price are all important to me in selecting the roof over my head, even if it is for a night. As far as online review, I would take reference, but I would not rely too much on it. Hello, are you the receptionist? Are you the reception? Oh, okay. Is there any room for tonight?
How many person?
One person, Tom. I'm still the kind of person who like popping in and out of hotel properties to see and feel it for myself. Moreover, doing accommodation hunting enables me to go into a hotel property legitimately and look at its interior. Isn't that itself a tour of the old buildings in Malacca as well? Getting rejections from hotel or some kind of any other complication is just part and parcel of traveling. As a seasoned backpacker, I am very well aware of that.
Hello. Hi.
If I am for some reason unable to get what I want to stay, it just means that both my room and I are not meant to be and fated together. I will just need to move on.
Dom, how much?
No hard feelings. The good thing about coming over to Malacca on a weekday is that there's no pressure to pre-book accommodation. Moreover, during weekday, accommodation in Malacca is probably 30% cheaper than compared to on weekends. Let me try another hostel since the owner over there refused to give me some kind of a discount. If I'm not wrong, it's just right in front. Hello, anyone here? Okay, this house is not giving a response. Let's try another one. Okay, this is the third house. Hello. Hello. Are you manning the recep?
Come again?
Is there any rooms for rental for tonight?
Only for domes is available.
Yeah, dorms. Yeah.
You want dome?
Can I take a look?
For today is 40 ringgit.
Huh?
Today is 40 ringgit.
40 ringgit?
Yes.
Okay, now that I'm an official guest, she allowed me to do the record. Oh, I like this room.
This is
So cute.
The family room.
Yeah.
The cat is only
Right in front.
in the room. Yeah, in front.
Oh, okay.
I didn't allow the cat.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Because not all people love the cat.
Yeah, I know.
You're cat lover?
I'm okay.
You're okay.
I'm okay.
Maybe tomorrow you can meet the
This cat boarding house has got a very strict house rules. Only hotel guests are able to go in. And only pets belong to the hotel are allowed to be played with. Okay.
My husband.
Oh, hi. Okay, I'll just go in. One cannot play with the cats that is owned by other people. I thought that's common sense as well. The cats are not allowed to roam outside of their area, not even to the guest house for hygiene purposes. I am a nerd when it comes to petting a pet, especially cats. While I'm not a total cat lover, I do enjoy playing with them once a while. During the entire petting session, I feel the experience of living like my own house with the atmosphere of a heritage house in the middle of Malacca. And of course, with all this bundle of joys surrounding you. The Jonker Street is the Chinatown area in the Malacca city in the state of Maleka, Malaysia. And what is so famous about Jonker Street worldwide is the night market situated on this street. Wow. It is the congregation of all the activities happening in Malacca Old Town. However, just a word of caution, it is only at weekend, which runs from Friday to Sunday, that the night market truly comes alive. The streets are closed to traffic and around 400 Jonker Street night market stores open up selling traditional handicraft and local cuisine. In this trip, however, I purposely avoid the crowded weekend night market and choose the much quieter midweek instead, where there is no night market at all. You will not find the weekend markets operating during weekday. Having said, no trip to this marvelous Malaysian UNESCO town is complete without a visit to the weekend Jonker's night market, held along the length of Jonker Street every Friday, Saturday and Sunday. If you are a first-time visitor to Malacca, I would suggest that you come on a weekday to get the full experience of a Southeast Asia night market scene. The length of the night market is probably around 400 meters or so from one end to the other end. There are numerous side lanes that fan out from the main streets. In this trip for me, I like walking the Jonker Street on a weekday. I have this leisure feeling and felt relaxed and at total control of how I walked. It actually felt nicer for me rather than having people coming behind me or walking next to me. Well, it's just my personal preference. Do not miss the brightly lit opera stage. This stage, which is located at the beginning of Jonker Night Market, might be a restored concrete structure, but I so like the lights. There are also old Chinese clan houses and other old houses I can sight while walking along the street. Oh, don't miss the colorful temples here. There are also new establishments that move into Jonker Street. Do not miss out the beautiful murals on the walls of the houses. Given that the night market is not open on the weekday, I am a little bit surprised chancing on the Jonker food street. I checked with my hostel manager subsequently. She told me that given that it is during Chinese New Year, the food street is there. It's just a seasonal thing, so don't bank too much on it. Your best bet for night market is still during weekend if you want the full version of the night market, that is. The busiest time of the year to visit Jonker Street night market is usually around Chinese New Year, that is in February usually. This is when all the Chinese New Year decoration is up, decorating the entire street. At the other end of Jonker Street, I find the beautiful dragon light decoration. The dragon decoration spews water at regular intervals. Wow, look at the dragon spewing water. Water signified wealth in Chinese custom. Oh, sorry. Thank you. So no one will complain being getting wet. Now. At this end of Jonker Street, you can also find tens and up to hundreds of brightly lit trishaw. There are lots of cartoon characters on the trishaw itself. Sometimes the trishaw also has speakers playing loud music to attract attention. A trishaw ride will typically take you around the main tourist site of Malacca in about 30 minutes, and the driver will provide some form of commentary. It is a bit of a tourist activity. Just agree on the routes and price before starting off your ride. To find this trishaw, they are easy to find near the Dutch Square or the entrance to the Jonker Walk. This is the landmark of Malacca. I am now walking towards the Red Square. This is normally the entrance to the old town. The Red Square or the Dutch Square houses a few museums nearby. I'm not really a big fan of the old city wall. I'm more interested in the Melaka River found on the foot of the hill. The river is so beautiful light up at night. If one of your activity is to take a cruise along Malacca River, then I would suggest to take the river cruise at night. The river cruise is a 45 minutes round trip and covers 9 kilometers. The cruise is best done at night for the reason that in the evening the weather is much cooler, and that during nighttime when the lights along the river are turned on, it is really magical. So there's a ship here. It is a replica of a Portuguese ship called Flora de la Mar, which was said to be carrying plundered items from the city when it sank off the coast of Malacca. The museum is 34 meters high, about 5 story, 36 meters long, and 8 meters wide. I think a turning tower. It is home to several exhibits, documents, and artifacts from the city golden era. Okay, that is one end of Malacca, the old Malacca. You don't have the money to go into the junk boat, so this is what you can do. Just take picture from outside. Further down the big ship museum, there is a small food court serving the river cruise passenger. Oh. There is a nice performance showcasing coconut tossing. So after cutting the fruit or after playing with the fruit, it can be used over here. In order not to feel bad watching the entire show and walk away with nothing on hand, I buy an obligatory coconut from the seller. 多少钱啊？
这个5块。
啊？5块啊？好的，10块啊。That's the coconut. It's harder than I thought. So there's water in there, and that's the coconut flesh. I continue walking along the Malacca River. Once the sun goes down, I walk along the river to enjoy seeing different buildings lit up by colorful lights which reflects across the water. A great advantage of taking a walk at night is to avoid the hot midday sun. I find it quite romantic to walk with the loved one, but I'm all alone. Oh well. I like the lights up along the river. Yes, it might be a very man-made one and very touristy, but I still like it a lot. Walking on the riverbank at night is my top thing to do in this trip. There are many restaurants parked along the riverside. Walking along the Malacca River reminds me of walking along Singapore River at Clarke Quay or strolling along Otaru River in Hokkaido. It gives me the same set of feeling. I feel so relaxed, so calm. That is probably what holiday is all about. Even though I'm traveling alone, I never felt lonely. When it comes to food, it is my food that brings me to where my food will be, and not the other way around. I am not a food blogger, so I do not have the pressure to recommend the best food Malacca has. In the next few minutes, I will take you through what I have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is what I can eat for the one night, one city while I'm in Malacca. While walking around Malacca Old Town randomly into a very obscure area, very out of the tourist route, I was attracted to what is inside this zinc-sheet rooftop building. From the signage, it looks like it is a restaurant, but the words on the restaurant signage is severely worn off due to weather or due to the passage of time. The signage reads 东南城茶点点心 Restaurant Chu Kim Hub Dim Sum. Walking into this very dated restaurant, instantly I got this feeling of being transported back to the late 1900s. To be frank, the restaurant looks run down with no people in the restaurant. Initially, I do have doubts about coming into this restaurant. I only know much later that this very old school dim sum place in Malacca is only open 5 hours a day from 6 a.m. So by around 11-ish when I arrived, they are really left with no patrons in there. If not for the fact that I see one of the workers willing to prepare a freshly cooked chee cheong fan for me, I would have tried other places. Watching how my food is cooked is a very therapeutic thing to do. It is almost seeing from nothing, from the raw material to a finished product, in this case, chee cheong fan. It is amazing to see how by adding rice batter water into a piece of cloth and later steam it, it can transform itself to a silky smooth snack. To err on the side of caution, I have not ordered too much food, just in case. Coming to a dim sum place, Ha Gao, which is dim sum crystal stream dumplings, it is a must for me. As for chee cheong fan, which is steamed rice noodle roll, I have to check if they do it fresh, as in freshly made. I must say the Ha Gao is above averagely good, very much like any Malaysian dim sum standard. As for the chee cheong fan, it is fabulous. It is utterly soft and tender and smooth. The sauce is impeccable as well. While I would highly recommend to come here if you want to see what an old school Malaysian dim sum setting is like. For lunch, I succumbed to doing the touristy thing, like eating chicken rice ball. Famosa Chicken Rice Ball Restaurant is located at Jonker Walk. They have two restaurants in Jonker Street. They serve kampong village chicken, steamed chicken, roasted chicken, barbecue pork, roasted pork, asam fish, and every other things. But I purposely go for one of the most popular items on their menu, the chicken rice ball. There are 4 chicken rice balls in my serving. You will not find that in any other places other than those brought in by the Malacca people. I must say, this ball-shaped rice is uniquely Malacca. This is what I'm going to have, the chicken rice ball, which is pretty small. Yep. Roasted pork, spew yolk. Okay, all in small portions. And rice kacang. Yep. Personally, I find the Malacca chicken rice ball a little bit too hard and dry and small for my liking. But when I'm overseas, I'm open to everything and to try its local food. Isn't that what travel is all about? To open one's mind. Malacca is one of the food capital of Malaysia. Offers not merely mouth-savoring delicacy, but also a blend of cultural and colonial cuisine that are available right in the middle of the town. The local cuisine in Malacca blends the best of Chinese food, Malay food, and Peranakan food. The term Peranakan generally refers to a person of mixed Chinese and Malay heritage. Many Singaporean Peranakan trace their origin to 15th century Malacca, where their ancestors were thought to be Chinese traders who married local women. So coming to the headquarters Malacca brings me back to the roots of Peranakan cuisine. Malacca is a great place to try food from the Chinese, Malay, and Peranakan tradition. Some notable dishes include Chinese rice ball, Nonya laksa noodles with chicken and prawns, and fish ball with curry and satay sauce. Malacca is a food heaven. I would like to think that it won't go too wrong popping into a random Peranakan restaurant, which I'm going to do it right now anyway. The restaurant I'm going into is Peranakan place at Jonker Street, Malacca. It is located right in the midst of Jonker Street night market. This restaurant is housed in one of the antique buildings, and the Peranakan food goes well beyond that as well. The interior of the restaurant looks like it is just like any Peranakan museum located everywhere in the old town. Having a meal here makes me feel like I'm having a meal in a beautiful museum. The dining atmosphere is fabulous and the price in there reasonable. I order a Nonya laksa and chendol. The food is decently great. The entire meal costs 24 ringgit. On the whole, I find that the meal is as authentic as one can find. As I still have a couple of hours before my next bus departure from Maleka Sentral, there's no point in me going back to the old town. Thus, I proceed to the Lotus supermarket building located just 100 meters away from the bus terminal. That short distance enabled me to seek refuge from the afternoon heat at the non-air conditioner bus terminal. I walked the entire departmental store and into Secret Recipe restaurants. I chose Secret Recipe because I have not been to this restaurant for ages. Secret Recipe is headquartered in Malaysia. It is a local bread company and used to have many branches in Singapore many years back. This time round, I took Secret Recipe tea break special that doesn't come with the chocolate banana cake. It comes in the form of a pot of tea that comes free with a cake purchase. I am a little surprised to have the cake coming with special wording. Somehow, I have this feeling that the restaurant knows I'm vlogging my experience in Secret Recipe restaurant. Is that a special treatment to me? I don't know. Or perhaps this might be just a small little perk for being a vlogger. Good morning from Malacca. I've just one morning to cover Malacca Old Town before I have to leave this place to my next destination. Remember my one city, one night theme? This is very much in line with my one city, one night theme. As one of the Malaysia Prime UNESCO sites and the headquarters of the Peranakan people, there are many places and things to explore the Peranakan culture and food while one is in Malacca. There are the Peranakan museums, colonial museums, museums of other things in the old city of Malacca. There are also many beautiful cafes housed in the colonial houses within the old city itself. I would say one needs probably 2 days to effectively cover Malacca Old Town. For someone like me who have only one night and half a day to cover this place, my time in Malacca will be pretty stretched. So I will need to focus and will limit my excursion to Jonker Street Walk and Malacca River Walk in the interest of my limited time. As the Chinatown of Malacca, Jonker Street is the central hub of Malacca that's home to well-preserved landmarks, beautiful restored houses, museums, cozy cafes, and quaint shops. Remember the very colorful Chinese temple that I come across last night? During the day when the temple is open, how can I not miss the opportunity to go in there? The interior of the temple is not as elaborate as the frontage. As a matter of fact, it has very simple 4 walls corridor leading to the outer area. That said, it has a very elaborate wooden roof beam which I like a lot. And when you are here, just lift up your head and look at the rooftop and marvel at the architectural wonder. I have covered Jonker Street up and down the night before. That gave me an opportunity to look at some of the Chinese New Year decoration during daytime. This year's theme is the fishes and the red lanterns hanging above the street. At the end of the Jonker Street, there's this big dragon decorations. I wonder if these lanterns will be kept beyond Chinese New Year. I have a feeling that it would, but let me know in the comment section if you still see the fish lanterns and the dragon decoration now. And just when I thought I have covered Jonker Street completely the night before, there are still some parts of the small alley within Jonker Street that I missed out. I walked into a small lane leading to a wall mirror on both sides of the alley. Such accidental find, I like it so much. There are many alleys for me to explore in Jonker. I walked into this colorful mirror alley and guess what? It opens up to the Malacca River. The Malacca River, which runs through the city and is the reason why Malacca has given the title of Venice of the East back in the olden days. The Malacca River played an important role in Malacca's rich history, welcoming traders from all over the world back in the 1500s. And today, it is lined with many little shops, houses, cafes, restaurants, and buildings splashed with striking graffiti and street art. Hop on and enjoy for a different perspective of the scenic river, or simply spend some time strolling down the river banks. There are numerous bridges along the Malacca River. Some of these bridges are quaint and some bridges are functional. But one thing for sure, they offer a view of the boats that ply up and down the river. There are just too many names to the bridges, and I didn't bother myself in getting acquainted with all these names of the bridges. After all, I would like my holiday to be a stress-free one, and knowing these names does not make me any smarter. And all I know is that the river and the bridges makes me feel leisure while walking along it. Walking along the river allows me to see some of the very fanciful restaurants and cafes along the river. While the establishments that open at night are the pubs and the bars, during daytime, the cafe and restaurants took the center stage. So walking along the same routes during the nighttime and daytime allow one to see different things. That is the allure of Malacca. I do not deny Malacca is touristy, utterly touristy. After all, This place is one of few Malaysia's most famous places known internationally. And Malacca is one of the popular places among local as well. The old town charm of this place is a magnet attracting people into this place. So it is not an understatement that tourism in Malacca is the primary product for this state, where one can see local and foreign tourists in every corner of the old town. For people who has a quiet side in them, like myself, I prefer to go back to a more rustic side of things that is more polished. So it is time for me to venture out the tourist area. The non-tourist area is not a small area. One just need to walk away from Jonker Street and away from the river. To be frank, I do not know where I'm heading, and I do not exactly know how I do it. I am merely going in an opposite direction to where the restaurants, pubs, and noises in general are located. There is still an off-beaten side of Malacca. I must say, architecturally, the off-beaten track of this old city cannot be compared to the prime area of Malacca Old Town. After all, there is a reason why the main tourist area exists in the first place. As I do not know where exactly the location area, so I address this place as off-beaten track of Malacca. This area do not differ much of any other older parts of the city in other Malaysian states. It is probably similar to Kangga in Perlis, the new town parts of Ipoh as you see in my previous video. And just like these similar places, you can see the living area of Malacca. These are the things that one would not be able to see in the vicinity of Jonker Street or the Dutch Square. It is a place where some of the old crafts still operate out of the shop houses. There are even some lucky finds like the dim sum restaurant operating out from there, which I vlogged earlier. If you want to see what Malacca looks like before the onslaught of tourism sets in, try walking along the 5-foot way in here. Alright, I've just checked out. So now leaving this place, I am leaving Malacca. There are still quite a lot of things unaccomplished for me. There are also some quirky places I wanted to go, but I wasn't able to achieve this. There are lots of good food that I wanted to eat, but unable to do so in this trip. The good thing is that Malacca is just an easy 3 hours of bus ride away from Singapore. It is super convenient if I feel like coming over to Malacca for a long weekend. As such, I will not miss Malacca too much. I tried walking to the bus stop trying to catch a local bus back to Maleka Sentral. But I gave up after waiting in vain for about 25 minutes. Maybe there is no such bus as published online, or maybe I just missed an earlier one later and I have to wait for another hour, or even maybe it is not the right bus stop. There are just too many maybes. I hail an online Grab car, which brings me to Maleka Sentral comfortably, quickly, and of course most costly. While back at Maleka Sentral, I try my hands on the automatic bus ticket machine to get myself an onward bus ticket to my next city. The automatic bus ticket machine is very easy to operate. I choose my next destination, Muar, and it even gives me a choice to choose my own bus seat. I just got my tickets. The bus is scheduled to leave here at 5:15, so I still have 3 more hours to go. So what I intend to do is to crash into a shopping mall, which is right opposite the road in front of me, over there. The only complaint is that there is a layover of 3 hours between now until the time my bus departs.
3 hours later.